searching for this video and you've been searching for the answer on how you can grow your glutes, bring your sexy back, and why nothing hasn't worked before. See, this is a question I get asked so many times. Tyler, how do I do stuff? How do I grow my glutes? How do I get results? How do I do better? And every single time I get that question of how do I do something, I always revert it back and say, why do we need to make the change? Because I think understanding the reason why behind we do stuff will actually drive action. And action, I'll tell you right now, is definitely one of the things that you've got to take. So let me do the exact same and get into this guide. The first thing is, I want to share that as the builder of sustainable gain, the grower of glutes, and the simplifier of habits, I want to give you so much value with this. I've gone probably above and beyond than what many people will ever do in terms of sharing exactly the blueprint which gets the results that you can see on screen. These are the most 7 common strategies that we've kind of done throughout the globe over my 5 years of being a coach. And I believe these are so practical that you'll see not only just amazing results within growing your glutes in the next 30 days, but helping shape your reality. And most importantly, getting you the results that you ultimately deserve. So let me just first introduce myself, because this could be the first time that you've ever seen me. This could be the first time you ever got to know me. You've seen the guide. You thought, you know what, I need that, but I don't know nothing about him. I think there's a lot of influencers and a lot of coaches online who will just kind of just shove stuff down your neck without actually getting an understanding of who they are behind that. Because the thing that I get amazing results is the connection that me and my clients have. Because at the end of the day, all the information is out there. You probably know some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you right now, but it's about having that conviction, that clarity, that confidence, and that certainty in the person delivering that message, which makes you do what you said you would do. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing that can make you do something more than the conviction or the accountability to somebody else. I am that go-to guy when it comes to helping growing glutes and boosting confidence and simplifying and solving your current struggles. That is me. And I do this in a way that you don't have to spend more than 4 hours a week putting all this into action through just a simple set of systems to ensure that you never fall off. I'm not talking weight loss fads. I'm talking about systems you can stay consistent with, getting your sexy back and feeling empowered and having the structure in your life and regaining control of it. That is the big key. And I think what makes the goal different to anything else that you've ever experienced before is about simplifying this journey so you don't have to overwhelm yourself by doing so much that you fall off through burnout, tiredness, or fatigue. They are the 3 main barriers I see when it comes to people not being able to hit their goals. They fall off because it becomes too much of a hassle. They fall off because they can't invest the same level as time because the life gets in the way. Or they fall off because the hurdle or the perceived idea of everything taking so long and so much effort stops them from even trying in the first place. So let me just break down the 7 pillars that you need to know and how we can make these changes right away. The first one is you've got to start increasing the weight. I put this first because it's one of the most pressing issues that I'm seeing. No one is going to be going inside of the gym and seeing results by sticking to the same weights over and over and over. We want to crank up that intensity week after week. You don't want to be in that comfortable stage of the reps, the sets, and the weights for way too long. We want to make sure we can have a crystal clear plan. So you're going to go inside of the gym. You're going to do warm-up sets. Whether that says on your program, I've got 3 sets of 10. The 3 sets of 10 are going to be the working sets that you're going to do when you're doing it at the heaviest weight. Before then, we need to make sure you're warming up. So you're doing just 4 to 8 reps, just get in there, you building up to this heavy weight and then starting your work from there. Don't worry if you're thinking, wow, that's an absolute light bulb moment for me. So many people have been making this mistake. And the majority of the time, most of the women that I see are only lifting half of what they're actually capable of doing. And instead, they're limiting their potential so much because they're not following this approach. And most importantly, it goes hand in hand with the biggest thing that you will ever do when it comes to building muscle and losing body fat is progressive overload. Being able to build both this warm-up idea and your working set idea to progressive overload will ensure that not only you have a solid framework of knowing what to do inside of the gym, you will make sure your glutes are growing because you will track the numbers and make sure the numbers are progressing on a week-to-week basis. And you will make sure that you are lifting with intensity. And that takes us up to number 2. It's the rule of thirds, and it's often overlooked, is the ability to train your glutes close to or even to failure. Now, you're going to say, oh my God, Tyler, I'm so scared. I don't want to drop a bar on me. I don't want to do squats. I'm so nervous. I can't do that. I don't want to fail. We'll talk about that in a little bit in terms of what you're actually going to do. But when it comes to how we do this rule of thirds, it's very simple. A third of your sets on your workout will be strength-based. So you're looking at 3 to 5 reps. A third of your sets or your workouts will be hypertrophy based, that's 6 to 12 reps. And if that word hypertrophy just sounds like absolute nothing to you, that's essentially muscle building. And then a third of your sets and workouts will be feeling based. What I mean by feeling based is being able to burn out their muscles. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't actually push themselves to a limit, and having 15 plus reps is a great way to get a mind muscle connection. Now, I get that that could sound intimidating for some of you, but it's an absolute game changer as it creates further adaptations in the muscle, similar to the first thing. Adding that progressive overload allows your glute to grow. By doing this structure, it gives you something so much easier to follow, and it engages more muscle fibers and promoted even more glute growth. Plus, let me just be honest, it feels absolutely amazing to think, you know what, I've had a really good workout today, whether that's your glutes are absolutely screaming or your brow is sweaty because you've actually put in some work. But how do you incorporate all this into the routine? Let me talk about this with a sweet shop analogy. Now, I shouldn't be talking about sweets on a video all about how to improve your glutes, but just like sweet shops, some things are just bad. They're just certain sweets that you go in there and I say, I just won't have them. Like, for example, a lion bar. Who likes lion bars? Nobody's going to eat a lion bar. Another one for you, which might be controversial, Haribo Star Mix. Mid, very mid. So let's debunk some of the myths about the bad. First thing is, if you wanted to build your glutes, if you wanted to snatch your waist, if you're wanting to tone up and feel great, you need to stop following along with YouTube booty workouts. They're just not going to be enough for you. Yes, they get you a bit of a sweat on. Yes, they feel cool. Yes, they are simple. And yes, I've done some in the past. But they will never develop the results that you're ultimately looking to do. They're an amazing stopgap, but they will never fulfill your full potential. And if you've seen results doing them, then just ignore what I've said, because at the end of the day, if it works for you, it works for you. But it doesn't work for 99% of the women that I've spoke to. Squat challenges are the other thing. If you still think in this day and age doing squats will grow your bum, I don't know what to tell you. It's not true. Oh, well, it is true, but it's not true in the traditional idea of let's just do squats till we drop. And if you're somebody who's still going to gym classes, why? It's 2025, 2024. Technically, when I made this 2025, when you probably see this, we don't need to be going to gym classes to grow our glutes. Now, what I mean by gym classes, before we get all the hate community over and I say, oh my God, you're saying gym classes are bad. If you're going to like things like leg bums and tums and you're just jumping around for 60 minutes and you're not doing no progressive overload, you're not improving your weights, you're not increasing the weights, you're not increasing the sets, not increasing the time under tension, you're not doing anything that we just mentioned on number one or number two, they will be a massive pain and will not get you the results you want. On the flip side, you don't also want to be doing like hundreds of sets and 200 different variations of exercises and changing your workout weekly. This is a thing that I see from people who spend a lot of time on Instagram, a lot of people who spend a lot of time on TikTok or Instagram, is that you will change your workouts week to week because you'll see a girl do a workout and you're like, wow, she looks amazing. I'm going to do that. You might look at one of my videos and think, wow, he's got a really nice bum for a guy, and then change your workouts based on that. You want to make sure that when we're actually moving what we want to do, we are keeping their framework very, very solid. You want to be changing your workouts probably every 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the results that you're seeing. And you just want to stick to classics. I think one of the things that so many people undermine is how effective classic exercises can be. So we're looking at hip thrusts, we're looking at back extensions, Romanian deadlifts, reverse lunges, and abductions. They will pretty much make the bread and butter of every kind of glute leg day session that you will do. These can be changed through variations such as hip thrust. You've got a glute bridge, you've got a cast glute bridge, you've got pause reps, you've got 1.5 style reps. Back extensions, you can do more 45-degree back extension, hyper extensions. Now, I'm saying a lot of exercises. And if that sounds overwhelming to you, just drop me a DM and we'll kind of go through the system of how you actually put together a glute workout, what works and is effective. But it's essentially using these exercises here. This sets the stage for not only just effective glute growth, but giving you quality over quantity. And once you kind of progress through your journey, whether you're somebody who is a beginner right now, whether you're somebody like the intermediate stage where you kind of know what you're doing, or if you're somebody who's been training for a while and kind of push yourself to this part where you've trained for so long that you've kind of forgot the basics, coming back to this bread and butter and rebuilding them foundations, you will see some amazing gains with that. But none of this will work, this training portion, if we don't actually focus on our nutrition. And that's feeding the booty. Now, we'll have 3 options here, and you will fall into one of these 3 categories. You are already happy and over the moon, or you are at least happy with the good glutes that you have. but you're unhappy with the amount of fat that your body has. So whether that's around your stomach, whether that's around your arms, or around your face or your neck, a calorie deficit is where we're going to be heading with this. If not, you could be in the second option. You're happy with your current body fat. You can see some visible muscle, but you want to grow and strengthen your glutes more. This is going to be the body recomposition phase. Or you're just completely unhappy with the size of your glutes. You want the roundness, the shelf, and the size. We're going to be looking to gain some muscle in the calorie surplus. Again, I could write a whole guide about how we do all these individually, how you work a calorie deficit, how you go through body recomposition, and how you go through a calorie surplus. If that's something that you want, and if that's something that you believe will truly help you, that could be something that I look into doing. But it's something that we do on the Glow for every single girl who comes in, who has a specific goal. We break down what their calorie deficit looks like for them. What does their body recomposition look like for them? What does a calorie surplus look like for them? Because at the end of the day, these are just terms. The actual application of these are different from person to person, because we all live different lifestyles. We all have different foods that we enjoy, and we all have different things that we like and what we don't like when it comes to our nutrition. So you have to make this work around you. But here's some actionable steps that you can put in now. If you're in camp one, losing body fat, your goal is to eat as much food as you can within your 300 to 500 calorie deficit. We don't want to be starving ourselves, because we need to eat to perform. We're not looking to lose weight in this stage. We will lose weight, but our focus is about losing body fat. To lose body fat, we want to make sure that we're training at higher intensity so we can build more lean muscle. The more muscle that we build, the more fat that we have to remove. That way you're increasing the muscle, you're reducing the body fat, you're looking leaner, you're looking toned, you're looking defined, and you're feeling absolutely fantastic. You can do this by just simply smaller portion sizes, swapping greens for carbs, or greens for some veg. Some greens and veg for carbs, or getting rid of like your rices, your pastas, and just having more spinach and more broccoli, more peas, having veg, having fruit, and eliminating processed foods. The more processed foods you can get out of your diet in a calorie deficit, you will see your calories dramatically drop, and you will have way easier to keep yourself fuller for longer, enjoy your diet, and not actually have to get rid of all your favorite foods. If you fall into camp number two, somebody who's on a body recomposition, we want you to lose fat and build muscle, therefore eating at maintenance. We want to focus primarily on hitting your protein goal. That has to be one of our biggest objectives, while increasing the quality of the foods that we have. We want to make sure that we're hitting our maintenance calories through whole foods as much as we can, as well as removing anything that affects our performance, feelings, or skin. So if you're eating foods where you kind of find that your skin is breaking out, you're becoming more bloated, or potentially your performance isn't good, they're the small tweaks that we're looking to make. During the maintenance phase, it's more about looking at the way that your body health reacts as it is, opposed to trying to lose weight or lose body fat. Because at the body recomp stage, we're simply trying to just even these scales of building muscle, slowly lose body fat, and it just goes boom, 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 boom. Whereas a calorie deficit, we're really trying to take that body fat down, and if we're building any muscle, it's just an absolute bonus. And again, you could be in the third camp, and this can be tricky if definitely done wrong. We don't want to add more body fat to you. We actually just want to add more muscle. So what we want to do is eat in a calorie surplus. You'll aim to about 80% of these calories to be done through whole foods, or foods where single food ingredients like chicken, rice, broccoli, veg, stuff that you can just name. But there may be 20% that you have to get from some processed foods or drinks, because you may be in a little bit more calories than what you're used to. So if that's the case, we don't mind having just a little bit more over. And if you ever wanted to find out what your calorie recommendation should be, just simply drop me a DM saying calories, and me and you will work them out together. Number 5 is a digital detox. Now, you all appreciate what I'm about to say, and it's probably going to frustrate you. We need you to stop wasting time searching for more tips, more guides, more anything. Now, this could be the 600th guide that you've downloaded. It could be the first one that you downloaded, but this is the only one that's ever going to tell you to stop searching for more answers. This constant search of, okay, I'm going to look for answers, I'm going to look to do this, I'm going to try do this, I'm going to try this, is the reason why you don't make no progress. Because at the end of the day, if you're constantly searching, you're not doing. And the only way that you will ever get results is through doing. For example, during this video, at times, I may have stumbled over a word, I may have misspoken a word, but I say, okay, let me go right back to the beginning and start again, because it needs to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect to learn lessons, and that's the key. I would rather do this bad and think, okay, next time I can do this. Next time I can do this. Maybe I need to do this a little bit better. Maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to speed it up. Maybe I need to speak with more passion. Maybe I need to rein it back in. You might do the same with your health and fitness journey. You might find, okay, I didn't like that leg day workout because I was in a rush. I planned too many workouts. Okay, I don't like this part of my diet because I feel like I'm really restricting this area. Maybe I can tweak by having a little bit more protein. Maybe I can have 2 servings of chicken. Maybe I can get rid of one of the chickens and maybe have that as another meal. Maybe I have 4 meals instead of 3 meals. Maybe I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday instead of trying to go every single day. You need to actually find out what's going to work by doing the thing, not searching for the perfect routine because it won't be real. There's a YouTube video linked to the guide which you can watch. It is a little bit old, but it's an absolute gold, which kind of goes through this process and how just moving away from this constant search of answers and actually finding the answers out by yourself will allow you to see so many amazing results. The next one, kind of alluded to it at the start, but it's THS, or as I call it, trend hopping syndrome. You don't want to be jumping from program to program, diet to diet, because it just stops the momentum. What we do on the globe is we kind of lay out a clear path. So when the girls join from day one, we pretty much go from week 12 to day one, and we will kind of assess where they need to be. Where do you need to be at week 5? Where do you need to be at week 6? And that's in theory and based along their goals. Knowing where you need to be within your journey allows you to have a practical understanding of the behaviors that you need for that journey and to see if you're on track, off track, above expectations or below expectations. And having that clarity, having that confidence, and having that certainty in your journey allows you to actually put effort behind it. Because if you're clear on what you want to do and you're confident in doing it, you will feel more certain that your actions will allow the outcomes to happen, what you're looking to do. So just as a simple kind of guide, log your training sessions, record your physical stats, whether that's your weight, your measurements, how your clothes fit, how progress feels in terms of progression photos, as well as track your confidence levels every 2 weeks or so, and then kind of just write down to yourself what's working, what's not working, what do I need to change, what am I enjoying. That way it gives you all that you need in this process. Which brings us on to our last tip when it comes to growing your glutes. Sticking to a program. You need to stick to a solid plan for 6 to 12 weeks before making changes. And this is why. Not only does your body need time to adapt, because muscles don't grow overnight and it takes weeks of constant training to see some real gains. Jumping ship too soon can mean that progress doesn't even begin. You've probably had it times where you feel like, you know what, I'm doing really, really well. Actually, let me go try this. And it's like, everything just falls off the face of the earth, but it just doesn't do what it's looking to do. That can definitely happen when you change things too quick. The same applies with your diet. Constantly just changing it will confuse your body. Your body's going to be thinking, well, we're doing this. I need to make sure that we're doing this. Oh, whoa, now we're doing this. Now we're doing this. You want to treat your body just the same way as you would treat anything else. Changing things too quick and having that volatileness will have outcomes and impact on you on a day-to-day basis. So in terms of your diet, try stick to it for 2 to 4 weeks. If you can clearly see that something's not working, say, for example, if your mood is being affected, if your weight is going too up or too down, according to what we're looking to achieve, if you are not enjoying the foods that you're eating, if it's either breaking the bank or it feels like you are not hitting your full potential, then make changes. But other than that, let time be time and don't rush that process, because speeding up this process will mean that there are more leaks, there are more kinks, there are more things that don't go right than things that will. And again, this helps you from a discipline standpoint, because sticking with a plan helps build commitment. You're going to tell me that you're not motivated, you don't have discipline, you can't stay consistent, but in other areas of your life, you display these skills. Discipline is a skill that transfers from any walk of life. You're disciplined enough to get out of bed in the morning to go to work. You're disciplined enough to scroll on TikTok every single night. You're disciplined enough to go to the gym. You have discipline. You're just choosing not to use it in this scenario. By choosing not to use it within your health and fitness, not only are you doing yourself a huge disservice, you're just being naive and ignorant to the fact that you are a disciplined person and you can do this. You just need to apply it. Remember that clarity, confidence, and certain framework that we just spoke about. You should kind of be there just watching this little brief video. You should have very, very clear on why I need to make these changes. You should feel confident that all these changes are things that you can do. Nothing in here is over the top. Nothing in here is absolutely mind-blowingly difficult. Nothing in here is something that you could never, ever do. But at the same time, there's probably still a question in mind of, will this actually work? If that's the case, let me just show you some of the results from the globe with girls who applied these 7 shifts. So, for example, we have Katya. She lost 9 pounds, 10 inches around the stomach and waist, and went from being able to stick to the gym for a week to a 90% compliance score. So, over her time that she worked with us on the globe, she hit her nutrition, her diet, and her habits 90% of the time, which is something that she didn't even believe was possible. And I actually said to her, I won't be shocked if you're somebody who has the highest compliance score we've ever had. And she's definitely in the top 5 of them. We also had Charlotte. Charlotte gained 9 kilograms of muscle, which led to 12 inches of growth in her glutes, thighs, and arms. And she also achieved her crazy goal of doing a pull-up. She did 8. I recently just seen a video of Charlotte on Instagram doing around like 12 or like 15 pull-ups or something crazy like that. So she's still elevating herself using the stuff that she learned on the globe and still progressing her goals on a day-to-day basis as well. As well as Jess. Jess is really, really unique in terms of what she was going through at the time that me and her worked together. She was a nurse who worked night shifts, so she found it super difficult at the start to kind of balance out when she'd go to the gym and when not to go to the gym. But being on the globe, she was able to have a structure which allowed her to put in the time because she knew it was going to be worth her time. Instead of thinking, you know what, I'm not going to go to the gym today because what's the point? She was able to put in the work, and she not only just doubled her hip thrust and deadlifted more than her boyfriend, she was able to sustain habits to this day right now where she's still training at an amazing way, as well as going through life and enjoying every single part of that process too. As well as Danny and Charlotte, both now parents and both super busy at the time that I was working with them, and both absolutely fantastic in terms of their development. For example, Danny dropped 2 dress sizes, went on 3 holidays, and bought a house, all while being on the go. That's because her life was in a place where she could set goals because she's seen the stuff what was working inside of the gym and put that into her day-to-day life. I will say this until I am blue in the face. Health and fitness is a foundation to so many people's successes in life, whether that's your favorite entrepreneur, whether that's your favorite influencer, whether that's your favorite actor, comedian, actress, who you name it. Health and fitness plays such a key role, and it's one of the transferable skills that you can have in any type of life or way of life. And that's what allowed her to make these amazing changes, because she saw that, okay, having a plan, having a structure, and turning up and doing what I need to do allows me to do this. She also then fit in going to the gym and her nutrition into her work schedule, and that meant that she had more energy at work. That means that she had more confidence at work. That allowed her to take bigger roles on at work, which led to more money at work. And you can see how that progression kind of builds up. And Charlotte did the exact same thing in terms of setting up her own Etsy business where she sells educational posters and where she sells loads of things to help people such as new moms and people developing their children. She was able to do that by having that confidence in herself to say, you know what, I can do this because I can put in the work inside of the gym. I can put in the work inside of my business. My business now fuels my health. My health now fuels my business. And they all roll together to not only improve her as a parent, as a role model, as somebody who's improving her life, but also as somebody who got some amazing results. And if you kind of want to learn a little bit more about how we work the globe and how the globe community is one of the things that changes people's lives and exactly how you can fit into the globe, DM me 777 and I will give you all the details. And the reason why I said that, because I know you've got to this part of the video. So your next steps, it's just apply. Just apply everything that we said in here. You've started your journey to building yourself, fully glowing up in all areas and not just your glutes. I hope that's the biggest takeaway from this. Everything we said can be applied to your glutes, but you need to apply it to your diet, your mindset, and your lifestyle to get so much more out of the results that you have. If you need any more advice, if you need anything else, again, which I don't believe that you do, but if you do, and if you want to keep on tops with me, the easiest thing that you can do is the following. Let me just get you there. Is you're going to go all the way to, look at this. You're going to go all the way to my Instagram. So you've got my Instagram, you've got my TikTok, you've got my YouTube. And then when you get this letter, you'll be able to join the group, the Globe newsletter, where we'll be giving you resources pretty much on a daily basis, which will just help you go through exactly stuff like not knowing what to do in terms of your diet, not knowing what to do with seasonal things, not knowing what to do when it comes to motivation, and kind of just providing you the stories and the kind of touch points that me and my team are going through in real time. And again, I know people don't actually ever go back to the stuff that they'll save on Instagram or TikTok. I might be speaking about myself personally. So having a newsletter where it goes into your emails, you can have this folder which you can check on a day-to-day basis. You can always be checking in your emails. And if you got to this part of the video, I also might just have something else for you. The code word is dumper truck. Just remember that. You'll know when you need to tell me. Other than that, that's been everything that you need to know to grow your glutes, but hopefully to grow you as a person and help you start your journey to growing up. If you want to check out more of my stuff, you can watch more, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. And please let me know what you want me to talk about next. So if you've got a current struggle where you think, you know what, Tyler, I love how you spoke about this, but I need a little bit more information on it, drop me a follow, drop me a message, and I will do exactly that. Other than that, I've been Tyler. You've been amazing, and I'll see you on the next video.